All right. So first of all, good morning or good afternoon or good evening to everyone. So, we are group six. So our group member is Amira, Shirley, Arisa, Woon, and Asha. So, today we're gonna present our MBTI report. So first we can see is the instruction. So the instruction is basically just saying the Myers-Briggs type indicator. So what is that, and what is inside the Myers-Briggs type indicator, and the reason we are doing this assessment. So for 2.0, we analysis three types of our MBTI, which is first ISFJ, that's content introvert, sensing, feeling, and judging. So for introvert, we explain all the things in the report, and sensing, feeling, judging. And after that, we also talk about the cognitive functions for the ISFJ, which is introverted sensing, and then extroverted feeling, introverted thinking, and extroverted intuition. So our second type of personality is ISTJ, and which contain the introvert, sensing, thinking, and judging. So for the introvert, we also talk about the definitions of introverts, sensing, thinking, and judging. So, and also we also talk about the cognitive functions for ISTJ, which is function dominant, is the introverted sensing, and then the function auxiliary, which is extroverted thinking, function tertiary, introverted feeling, and then function inferior, extroverted intuition. So after that, we talk about the type of personality ESTJ, which contain the extroverted, sensing, thinking, and judging. So like the same, we also talk about the extroverted, the sensing, thinking, judging. So the cognitive function for ESTJ is function dominant, which is extroverted thinking, function auxiliary, which is introverted sensing, and then function tertiary, extroverted intuitions, function inferior, introverted feeling. So in 2.4, we also do some comparison and difference between the three MBTI types. So our aspect is communication style, career path, reaction to change or stress. So for ISFJ, the communication style is more like sensitive and helpful individuals who prefer to work behind the limelight. So for ISTJ, it is direct, logical, and fact-oriented, prioritizing efficiency and task completions over small talk. So ESTJ is also kind of similar to ISTJ, is direct, fact-based, and efficient, focusing on result and clear expectations. So for career path, since ISFJ has more empathy, they are more recommended in doing healthcare, which is registered nurse, medical assistant, pharmacist, and educations, which like a teacher, librarian, school counselor. So ISTJ, since they are more able to deal with the data, they are recommended to do take career paths in accountant, engineer, auditor, and financial analyst. So for ESTJ, they are, since they are a good planner, so they are more able to work in management, law enforcement, and finance. So their reaction to change or stress. So for ESTJs, they will be highly uncomfortable with unexpected change and stress. But for ISTJ, they will be more focused on the detail and routine and logic. So for ISFJ, they will prefer structure and routine. That's all from me, so I will let my teammate explain furthermore.
Now, let's take a look at each Mbti factor of stress. Firstly, ISFJs feel stress when their stability and harmony are disturbed. They often take on too many responsibilities to help others, leading to exhaustion. Conflict, criticism, or sudden changes make them anxious. Harsh words or feeling unappreciated can hurt them deeply. They also get stressed by unclear instructions since they rely on clear details. When overwhelmed, ISFJs may withdraw, overthink, and struggle to decide. Next, ISTJs. ISTJs get stressed when their schedules are overloaded or their plans are disrupted, as they value structure and order. They feel uncomfortable in large groups and prefer working alone. Sudden changes or chaos can make them anxious and irritated. Expressing emotions also stress them as they are more logical than emotional. And lastly, ESTJ. ESTJs feel stressed when things are disorganized or lack structure. They prefer order and get frustrated when others are inconsistent. They value stability and trust dependable people. High expectation can make them easily disappointed when others don't meet their standards. Sudden changes, new experience or emotional situations can overwhelm them as they often ignore their own feelings while focusing on control and results. And now, I'll talk about each MBTI personality reaction to stress. Let's start with ISFJ. When stressed, ISFJs may become emotional and stubborn because they often bottle up their feelings. This can lead to anxiety, fear, and sudden tears. Stress also makes them feel mentally and physically tired. In extreme stress, they can act out of character, becoming withdrawn and irritable instead of their usual calm and caring self. Next, ISTJ. When stressed, ISTJs try to fix problems using past solutions and organize things logically. If, if stress continues, they will be focusing on what could go wrong and blaming themselves for past mistakes. They may feel overwhelmed, lose their usual calm, and become tense or pessimistic. Under extreme stress, they can act out of character like becoming angry and fearful about the future. Lastly, ESTJ. When stressed, ESTJs focus all their energy on solving problems and staying organized. If stress continues, they may feel overworked, unappreciated, and alone. They struggle to express their feelings, becoming emotional, withdrawn, and sensitive to others' opinion. Physically, stress may cause tension or headaches as they hold in their own emotions.
Next up, I'm going to explain on 3.3 personalized stress management techniques. Starting off with ISFJ. ISFJs like to stick to the same routine and focus on what can be done at the moment to solve a problem. They are strongly driven by success and are highly goal oriented. ISFJs tend to focus too heavily on what hasn't been achieved yet, and that leads them to being stressed out. It's far too easy for defenders to overload themselves due to an aversion to saying no. When stress is the result of too many unfinished tasks on their plate, ISFJs find that writing a to-do list makes them feel better and less overwhelmed. It makes things easier as it is broken down into manageable pieces. They can make plan accordingly and cross things off by list one by one. Other than that, when dealing with a lot of thoughts, ISFJs feel like it's times like these when journaling feels therapeutic. Writing their worries down helps them examine it, perhaps getting to that point where they can shift their perspective and think about them differently. It also helps them let their worries free. Next, for 3.22 ISTJ. ISTJs often get stressed out if they don't have enough alone time. They simply can't bear it if they are surrounded in a chaotic environment that has large groups of people. To calm down, they need their alone time to clear their head. Spending too much time around people can drain their energy, so they can recharge by reading, watching a favorite show, or doing something creative alone. In this way, they won't be depleted from social interactions that may cause overstimulation. Other than that, they have a hard time expressing their feelings to others as they are sensitive to harsh words and criticism. They need to talk to a good friend that will listen and not bombard them with ideas and advice that have a higher risk in stressing them out even more. ISTJs value honest but gentle communication. A judgy tone may be misinterpreted by them. Next, I will also be explaining about 4.1, which is the way each personality type handle conflict. For 4.11, we have ISFJ. ISFJs tend to avoid conflict and confrontation when they can. If a conflict arises, they would apologize unnecessarily to end the argument. They are unlikely to confront the other person when they feel upset. ISFJs are often viewed as passive-aggressive because they show the hurt feelings through their actions. They should be more direct and upfront about their feelings rather than depending on the other person to ask them what's wrong. They should also understand that sometimes a difficult discussion is the only way to resolve an issue. You may need to get to the bottom of the problem to stop it from happening again. Moving on to 4.12, we have ISTJ. ISTJs don't enjoy conflict, but they don't run away from it either. They see conflict as part of life. They will usually attempt to resolve the conflict as soon as possible so that both parties can move on with their lives. However, they should also ensure that the other person feels hurt to avoid coming off as cold, as they are overly critical. They should also see the other situation from the other perspective. Although they might have a hard time understanding or empathizing with different views or beliefs, it's an important skill they need to learn if they want to foster good relationships. Lastly, 4.1.3 is ESTJ. ESTJs confront head-on, analyze situations with precaution, and cut through emotions and implement solutions. They dominate other people with their thoughts and opinions. That is one of the ways where conflict arises. ESTJs are passionate about doing things in a certain way. They sometimes alienate other people with differing viewpoints. ESTJs should try to minimize conflict by taking time to listen and understand people's perspective. ESTJs may think that their view is the right one, but it's crucial to listen to the people you care about. That's it for my part. Next will be explained by my groupmate Asha.
So next is 4.2, past interaction analysis or hypothetical scenarios, which is 4.2.1, general hypothetical scenarios, which is three individuals with different personalities, namely ISFJ, ISTJ, and ESTJ, are completing a group assignment. ISTJ and ESTJ are a little disappointed because they are the only ones who completed the work on time, while ISFJ is a little late in submitting his part but still cooperates. Okay, next is 4.2.2, analysis by personality. The first one is ISFJ, personality individuals, which is thorough and committed in completing tasks. In group conflict situation, ISFJ individuals perform their tasks meticulously and are committed to completing them quickly and neatly. On the other hand, they also prefer to help other members complete their tasks together by using a relaxed approach such as humor, a gentle tone without raising any issues. The second one is ISTJ personality individuals, firm, principle, and structure, which in group conflict situation such as a group mate ISFJ being late for an assignment, ISTJ individuals will act based on principles of responsibility, punctuality, and work standards. And the last one is ESTJ, personality individuals, realistic, efficient, and responsible. In group conflict situations such as a groupmate ISFJ, being late with an assignment, ESTJ individuals will also act based on the principles of responsibility, punctuality, and work standard. Also, ISTJ and ESTJ will both reprimand their friends who are still late in submitting assignment. Thank you.
Now let's talk about the effective ways to resolve conflict for each personality, which is ISFJ, ISTJ, and also ESTJ. For the first one, ISFJ, ISFJ prefer a calm conversation, understanding and empathy over conflicts or any arguments. They can deal with conflicts, but ISFJ do not really believe that fighting or creating any unnecessary drama will solve a thing. They rather handle things in a passionate and understanding ways. So, for ISFJ, peace and compassion always win over chaos and confrontation. They focuses on creating understanding within a confusion or frustration. So their main point is to restore peace and connection and not to win the conflict or any argument. So the next one is ISTJ, which stands for introverted, sensing, thinking, and judging. As for ISTJ, they usually handle conflicts privately before addressing them publicly, and this actually reflects the logical and methodical approach of this type of personality. The introspective process allows ISTJ to consider all angles before making a decision, which can lead to a more effective and thoughtful conflict resolution. ISTJ prefer to deal with conflict calmly and rationally. They can find a balance between maintaining a logical approach and addressing conflicts directly when necessary to ensure that all the issues are resolved efficiently. ISTJ is very careful in consideration. It is a strength for them as it allows them to approach conflicts with logical mindset. So the last one is ESTJ, which is extroverted, sensing, thinking, and judging. ESTJ are known for their directness and willingness to tackle conflict head-on, as they prefer to resolve issues efficiently and reach a solution. ESTJ is excellent at analyzing conflict from a logical standpoint. They seek to understand the cause and effects of the problems. So the key value for ESTJ to strive for a quick solution is efficiency, but they also must understand the significance of considering others' feeling while making a decision. ESTJ is not afraid of conflicts, they are proactive in addressing them. They can enhance their conflict management by willing to consider multiple perspectives and including empathy. So, to conclude, this report explores three different of MBTI personality type, which is ISFJ, ISTJ, and also ESTJ. Each of these represent a unique approach to manage challenges, tensions, and also conflict. These three types of personality shares a sense of responsibility, but their ways of expressing emotions or traits is different, which shapes how they interact with others and how they contribute in a group or a teamwork. So as for ISTJ, they are known for its reliability and strong adherence to rules. They prefer a clear expectation which makes them solve a problem in structured environment efficiently. Meanwhile, ISFJ, they are more empathetic in their interaction, but they are deeply committed to support others. So, ESTJ, they are a natural leaders who thrive on efficiency and control. They are confident decision makers who focus on result. Comparing these three types of personality, it actually reveals both meaningful contrasts and shared values. In stress or conflict solution, ISFJ seek reassurance through cooperation, meanwhile ISTJ may withdraw to plan solutions and ESTJ will channel stress into effective action and also problem solving. Understanding these different types of personality will allow organizations and also individuals to create a better collaboration by appreciating the value of each type brings. When their strength is balanced and recognized, all of these different types of personality, which is ISFJ, ISTJ, and also ESTJ, they can actually work together to create an empathetic, efficient, and also a goal oriented environment where everyone can thrive.